So I had this email exchange. A person was reaching out to me about how we feed our pasture chickens. And I was answering him literally. And, what's the name of the feed? What's in the feed? Is it non-GMO? And after I was done with that exchange, 2 or 3 emails, I just couldn't let it go. I was like, what is wrong with this conversation? And there were a couple things. First and foremost, we don't compete with other small farms. Our competition is industrial chicken. So if someone is considering another farm, I would say just go with the other farm. Support, let's make this whole pie bigger. But a more complex question or concern, I guess, came around with the idea of the feed. And we work very, very hard on our pastures. Our entire context, if you think about holistic context, is all around soil health, because soil health translates to nutrition. And what we want is our chickens to get most of their nutrition from the pasture. So instead of asking about the feed, I think what people need to do is really ask about the pasture. Tell me about the biodiversity. Have you ever seen them eat a mouse, a snake? How many bugs are in there? If you dug a shovel, how many earthworms? How tall is the grass that you move them into? What does the grass look like when they leave? This is where they're about to move, and you can look close and see there are thousands of little jumping and flying insects here. And you notice as we pull the house forward that they're all racing to the front. They're well trained. They want to get to those insects. That's the forage that they're looking for.
And these little bugs.
From inside their mobile house, you can see the transition from the old pasture to the new. This is why frequent moves are important. We want to move them away from their dung, which is now fertilizing the field, and into fresh grass. It's one of the reasons why we don't have to feed them antibiotics. But they're ignoring their feed. They're foraging, and this is exactly the behavior we're looking for. You can see here how much they've fertilized and foraged. They've eaten everything. In a month, this will be the best pasture we have. So I guess my point is, if you're thinking about pasture-raised chickens, probably the most important question is about the pasture. Think about everything that goes into it, and what makes pasture-raised chickens different than what comes out of the industrial system. And that difference is, in fact, the management and the pasture. Thanks for paying attention, and I'll see you soon.